Hello students, welcome to the new session of class 8. Today we are going to learn the very first chapter of English, The Best Christmas Present in the World, from our main test book of English, Honeydew. The Best Christmas Present in the World is written by Michael Morpurgo, who is the author as well as the narrator of the story. Before we move on to the story, let us know something about the author Michael Morpurgo. Michael Morpurgo was born on 5th October 1943. Now his age is 76 years. Michael Morpurgo is an English book author. He is a poet, he is a playwright and a lyricist. Michael Morpurgo is best known for writing children's novels such as War House. Michael Morpurgo's work is noted for its magical storytelling. His frequent themes such as victory or survival of an outsider, characters' relationships with nature and for vivid settings such as the World War I. Michael Morpurgo became Children's Laureate from 2003 to 2005. So, let me tell you about the brief introduction of the story. It is one of Morpurgo's story with the backdrop of World War I. In this story, the main character, that is Jim McPherson, describes his experiences at the war camp to his wife Connie McPherson through a letter, and this letter got in the hand of the author, and after reading that letter the author wanted to return it back to Connie McPherson as the best Christmas present. So that's the title, The Best Christmas Present in the World. Now, let's read the story and understand it in detail. The Best Christmas Present in the World. Before you read, there are some dates or periods of time in the history of the world that are so significant that everyone knows and remembers them. So, the author says that there are some dates and the periods of time in the history of the world that is so important that everyone in the world, people, remembers them and knows them still. And the story you will read mentions one such date and event. The story which we are going to read today is going to tell such one date and event. So, what was that? A war between the British and the Germans in 1914. Can you guess which war it was? Yes, in 1914, World War I. That is, the war between the British and the Germans were fought. Now there are some other dates and events are given below by the author that is significant that people knows them and remembers them still. And the first one is 4th July 1776. And what happened on that year and the day? The Declaration of Independence of America. Next, 17th December 1903. Wilbur and Orville Wright made the first flight, remaining in the air for 12 seconds and covering 120 feet. And the next one, 6th August 1945. Hiroshima Day. An atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima in Japan on this day. The next one is 30th January 1948. Is the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. The next one is 12th April 1961. Yuri A. Gagarin became the first human to orbit the Earth. And the last one is 20th July 1969, in that Neil Armstrong became the first human to set foot on the moon. These are all about some dates and events which people remembers and knows them worldwide. In this story, the best Christmas present in the world, the story is going to revolve around the year that is 1914, where the First World War happened, and the story is about the soldiers in the war front, how their feelings, how they celebrated the Christmas day and everything. And in this story, it is divided into 3 parts. The first part is going to discuss about how the author found the letter which Jim Macpherson has written to his wife Connie Macpherson. Let's read the text. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridport, a roll-top desk. The man said it was early 19th century and oak. I had wanted one, but they were far too expensive. This one was in a bad condition, the roll top in several pieces. One leg clumsily mended, scotch marks all down one side. It was going for very little money. I thought I could restore it. It would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of the garage. I began work on it on Christmas Eve. So, in this paragraph of this story, we can see that the author, here I spotted, I refers to the author. The author has visited a junk shop in Bridport. Bridport is a place, and junk shop which means shop selling second-hand goods. And he spotted a roll-top desk in the shop. Spotted which means he found it, he saw it. A roll-top desk. Roll-top desk, we can see that a rolling desk and there will be a drawers in that. And a roll-top desk in the shop, and he wanted to buy it. But the shopkeeper informed him that it was of the early 19th century and made up of oak. This kind of oak is antique and was very expensive. But the author saw that one roll-top desk was in a very bad condition. Very bad condition in the sense that one leg clumsily mended. Clumsily mended, which means it was broken. One leg was broken. And scotch marks. Scotch marks, which means burn marks on the roll-top desk. All down one side. So he thought that he will get it in a very little money. So what he was doing? He wanted to purchase that roll-top desk. And he thought that he could restore it. Restore, which means repair it. He knows that it is very risk and it is a challenge. But at the same time, he wanted to buy it. So, he bought the roll-top desk and he kept in the back of the workroom in the garage. And he started to work on that. He started to repair the roll-top desk on the Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is the day before the Christmas. So, this was all about the first paragraph. How he got that roll-top desk, and what he was going to do that in that roll-top desk is that he was going to repair it and use it for himself for use. So here, let us start the next paragraph. I removed the roll top completely and pulled out the drawers, the wieners, and it looked like water damage to me. Both fire and water had clearly taken their toll on this desk. The last drawer was stuck fast. I tried all I could to ease it out gently. In the end, I used brute force. I struck it sharply with the side of my fist, and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath a secret drawer. There was something in there. I reached in and took out a small black tin box. Sellotaped to the top of it was a piece of lined note paper and written on it in a shaky handwriting. Jim's last letter received January 25, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. I knew as I did it and that it was wrong of me to open the box, but curiosity got the better of my scruples. It usually does. Inside the box there was an envelope. The address read Mrs. Jam Macpherson, 12 Copper Beaches, Bridport, Dorset. I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top December 26, 1914. So, in this paragraph, we can see that the author started to work on the roll top desk, and he pulled out completely everything, removed, and he saw that the veneer has been taken out everywhere. Veneer, we can see the sun mica which will be pasted on the desk of the furniture. It has been worn out, it has been damaged, and he saw that it has been damaged by the water, and he started to guess that both water and fire has clearly taken their toll on this desk, has been damaged. Both fire and water has damaged the roll top desk, and he is thinking that maybe the roll top desk has been burnt. To clear off the burn, water has been poured on it. So both water and fire has damaged the roll top desk. And one by one he started to open the drawer. The last drawer which he was opening was not able to open by the author. He started to put a brute force on it, and at last it with a fluid opened, and guess what? He saw a secret drawer inside. There was something in there. He took out a small black tin box, and top of that tin box there was a note written. A lined note paper was there with a sellotape stick on it. It was written on that. A note said, what is that note? I will say is that it is written on that note, Jim's last letter received January 25, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. So it is the last letter of Jim to Connie Macpherson, and Connie has said that that letter should be buried with me when she will die. So we don't know that she has died, she is alive. Let us read. But what happened next? He wanted to open that tin box and wanted to see that what is it is inside. And he saw that there is an envelope. And you know that it is very bad to read someone's personal letter. But still, curiosity made the author to read it. So he saw that in that envelope it is written the address Jim Macpherson, 12 Copper Beaches, Bridport, Dorset. And he saw that it was unfolded and it was written in a pencil, and the letter was dated on the top of that letter is December 26, 1914, So it was written on the next day of Christmas Day. So what you will understand in this last paragraph is that inside that envelope there was a letter. It was written on the envelope outside the address of the Jim Mac person, and at last the